Since 2015, Steph has 3 rings won directly against LeBron.
2018.
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. I hope you guys had a good day. So yeah, you guys are gonna laugh at me here, but here's another video from 3 Point Revolution. This one is titled "Why the NBA Tried to Cut Steph Curry from the GOAT Conversation." And I would have saved this for another time because yeah, I know I just did 2 videos from this creator. Hopefully at this point, like we've like doubled their subscriber count. That would be great. That would make me really happy because I had no idea this channel existed until someone from the comments recommended I watch that first one. And ever since I watched that first one, I've been hooked. So here we go with another one, and I promise I'll take a break from this channel after this one. But yeah, I saw this at the end of the last video, and I was like, dude, I've been talking about this for a while, so I'm really curious what their take is on this, because to me, it's never made any sense why the torch wasn't like passed from Kobe to Steph. It's never made any sense. Like, and why? Okay. For some reason, LeBron is in the GOAT conversation, and I don't understand why he's in the GOAT conversation, personally. The impact of the game, Steph had a bigger impact of the game. Steph has also won just as many championships as LeBron in way fewer attempts, in less time, all with one team, as opposed to LeBron being way more attempts, which is 10, way more time, which is what, like 22 years at this point, and with 3 teams, and possibly in the future he's going to be on a 4th team. So to me, it makes 0 sense. Like, why is Steph Curry not in the same conversation as LeBron James? Frankly, I don't think either of them are in the GOAT conversation. But if LeBron is, Steph sure as hell should be, and he should be above LeBron. That's been my view about this. But neither of them belong there. But I think both of these guys probably belong near your top 10. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're not rival. I can't say that word right now. Woo! Yeah, they're not contesting against Jordan. Like, it's not even close. Anyways, I'm going to link the original video down below for you guys in the description if you want to check it out, which I highly recommend. And yep, you can go over there, check out the channel, let them know where you came from, all that good stuff if you end up liking this video. And also, you see a list of channel members. Shout out channel members. I appreciate y'all. Guys, like the video. Let's see what this is all about.
What if I told you the greatest shooter in NBA history, the man who transformed the entire way basketball is played, is quietly being excluded from the GOAT conversation?
He understands the time, the score, and the situation. So he's always going to be in the big moment.
Not by accident, but by design. Because behind all the highlight reels, all the jaw-dropping threes from 35 feet out, there's something even deeper going on. Steph Curry might be the greatest to ever touch a basketball. So why does the NBA seem so hesitant to admit it?
And footwork, Curry, wet from the corner, no foul.
He takes him inside. Oh!
This goes way beyond missed foul calls. Let's talk about influence, branding, and how Steph Curry's rise threatened the NBA's billion-dollar bet on someone else.
Audacity to pull from there.
Absolutely. I love it.
Too small, too skinny, too quiet. High school scouts barely noticed him. Major D1 programs passed. ESPN gave him a 3-star rating.
Damn. Fun fact, that's lower than 2004's player number 137, whose name was literally who?
But Steph made noise the only way he knew how, by proving people wrong. He dropped 40 bombs on March Madness darlings and nearly took Tiny Davidson to the Final Four.
I regret that he wasn't on my radar back then.
And yet, when draft night came in 2009, he wasn't a top pick.
Golden State is on the clock. with the number 7.
The Timberwolves famously took 2 point guards before him.
Who else is Golden State's point guard?
One of them still hasn't hit more threes in his career than Steph.
That's interesting too. Out of all the teams to take a point guard in the draft, the Golden State Warriors did. And yeah, Monte was a badass, you guys, for those of you who don't know. So that's interesting to pick a guy like Steph and just expect him to be the backup.
Steph does in a season, but Steph didn't just prove scouts wrong. He rewired the game itself.
Shooting from super distance. Steph Curry hits a 3. Steph a quick 3, and he rattles home another one.
But here's the question. If Steph Curry changed basketball forever, why doesn't the league want him to be its defining face?
I played 20 years.
I don't get it either, because obviously, for better or worse, he's changed the way the whole game is played, and that's what they're promoting, is this fast pace, a lot of three-point shots, all this stuff. So they have the face of the style right here. It's not LeBron James, you guys. I mean, it's so obviously been Steph. He's the creator of this. Same way that Jordan was the creator of a guard playing in the post and dominating from the post like Jordan did in the 90s, and everybody tried to emulate that moving forward. Obviously, he was the face of the league, Jordan. There was no question about it. But with Steph, he's not getting the same respect. And I just think it's because, I mean, if you want me to cut through all the BS here and tell you why I think this has happened, I think it's because they put their bet on LeBron James way too early. Kobe was still dominating at that point. Kobe and Tim Duncan were still dominating the league. We didn't need a new face of the league. We already had it. But Kobe got in trouble in Colorado, so then they just tried to move right past Kobe into the next one, and that was their mistake. And then it's cost sunk fallacy after that, which basically means they invested so much into this, and instead of cutting their losses and going, wait a second, no, let's pivot in this new direction because that last decision didn't work out, they keep doubling down and doubling down and doubling down. And somehow they're still doing it in 2025. They still have LeBron as the face of the league amongst not only Steph, but all these other young stars. And it's still all about LeBron. And it's really weird. I feel like at this point, it should be Steph, and he should be preparing to pass the torch to the next generation.
20 years before that, I've never seen a guy like him. And he's doing it consistently, and he has championships.
Yep. Let's start with the resume. 2-time MVP, including the league's only unanimous MVP.
I just want to say thank you to the fans, all of Dub Nation, for your support all year long. To my teammates, coaching staff, my family, keep it going. Thank you.
4-time NBA champion.
What are they going to say now?
All-time three-point leader by most playoff threes, most finals threes.
Damn, yeah.
Floater on the fly. Oh my God.
Wow, what a shot.
50 points. It's video. We're playing video.
Most ridiculous threes.
He'll throw up a shot. Oh.
He's the only player that, like, if I play 2K, I got a buddy who's really good at being Steph Curry, and no, you guys, I barely ever play. It's like a couple of times a year. But, like, we'll play the park mode or the street ball mode, whatever it's called. And, dude, he's Steph Curry, and literally I can't be mad because how he is in a video game is kind of how he is on the court.
Oh, are you kidding me? Geometrically,
and yes, yeah, I know. Put it in the comments how you guys feel about the way they treat Jordan in that game. I think it's criminal. It's criminal. They made LeBron like the most superpowered player ever. 0 weaknesses. You run simulations and that guy's winning a Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, like Finals MVP every single year. And it's like, what the hell is this, dude? He doesn't have one DPOY in real life. What made him such a good defender in 2K? But no, Steph, I feel, is accurate. Jordan, they bricked him. They turned him into a dud. And there's some other like classic hoopers that I found it hilarious that you just can't stop them. Like dudes from like the 60s and stuff.
Should not have happened. Wow, what a shot.
Wow.
Oh, and he's doing it all without the physical advantages most all-time greats relied on.
People don't realize I'm 6'3", which is kind of above average height. But when you see me out there with all the 6'8", 6'9", 7-footers, I look small.
His impact.
Imagine that. I'm 6'3" as well. And I'm a giant amongst normal people. It's very rare that I walk around and I have to look up at someone. In fact, I normally approach them and be like, damn, dude, someone who's actually taller than me. But on a basketball court in the NBA, I'd have to be a point guard.
Generational. 7-footers now train like guards. Centers space the floor. Kids pull up from half court like it's a layup.
This is going to change how people perceive basketball. And now you pull up the parks and you see these kids out there shooting 50-footers. And that's why I feel like people think they can be like him.
The Steph effect isn't a theory. It's the blueprint for modern basketball.
I don't see any players in the league that can really change this landscape unless him and Clay get on separate teams.
A lot of NBA teams, the structure of their offense has changed because of the Warriors' success led by Steph.
Ask yourself this. Would Victor Wembanyama be shooting logo threes if not for Steph making it look good first?
Nope.
So, what's stopping the league from putting Curry front and center in the GOAT debate?
I'm to put him in the conversation. I'm just asking a question. Yes or no?
If you're having the conversation, his name would come up.
No. If I'm having the conversation, yeah.
As the best player ever? No.
Yeah.
Not as the best player ever.
The answer lies in sneakers, branding, and a 6'9" freight train named LeBron James. Nike and the NBA have been partners for decades.
Let's just do it real quick. I mean, I actually just read "just do it" and I said the words. No, but let's do it real quick in the comments. If you were the owner of a basketball team, you're the sole governor of the team. You make all the decisions. You got LeBron James and Steph Curry available in the draft to pick. Who are you taking? Now, I'm interested in your guys' answers because for me, the obvious answer is Steph Curry. And it's not just because of all of these basketball factors that I would pick Curry over LeBron. How many years has Steph stayed with the Warriors now? I think it's his whole career. What's LeBron done? Every time he ends up losing, he gets on a roll of losing once or twice, he leaves. So I wouldn't want to invest that in LeBron James because I couldn't rely on him sticking around. So that's my answer. I'm curious what your guys' answer is.
And when it comes to player marketing, they've gone all in on LeBron. The next Jordan.
Guys, there will never be a next Jordan.
The chosen one. It's literally tattooed on his back.
No one understands.
There may be a new GOAT someday, and I hope I live to see that day. That would be awesome. But there will never be another Jordan.
And you never wanted to stop.
But what is it? Hold up.
And you never wanted to stop.
Winning. Yeah, I know. It's obviously not LeBron. Yeah, winning culture, too, is not for everyone.
But here's the twist. LeBron's path to GOAT status hit a major speed bump named Stephen Curry.
Curry sets, fires, puts it up. Bang! Steph Curry from way downtown.
Since 2015, Steph has 3 rings won directly against LeBron.
Yep. And this isn't talked about enough. Let's just rewind it for 1 second because it's really important. And I've talked to LeBron fans about it, and it's just like they just bypassed this. Yet if it was the reverse, you know, if it was LeBron going up against Steph 4 times and then LeBron winning 3 out of 4 of those times, it'd be like, oh yeah, no question who's greater. But since LeBron lost 3 out of 4 times, yeah, why isn't that love given to Steph?
Curry from way downtown.
Since 2015, Steph has 3 rings won directly against LeBron.
2018 All-Star, Stephen Curry!
In their head-to-head playoff meetings, Steph is 15-7.
Met by James. Curry backs up, he fires away and hits over LeBron to make it 16-15 Warriors.
It's not a rivalry. That's a resume killer.
Oh, it's a domination.
If the NBA admitted that Steph was the better player.
Hold up. Oops. Oh. Come into focus. There we go. Okay. Check. That's a tie. check. Okay, we give LeBron the PPG. We give LeBron the rebounds. We give LeBron the assists. We give Steph the steals. We give LeBron the blocks. But what matters? Wins.
Admitted that Steph was the better player, it would call into question a decade of branding, narrative building, and yes, billions in Nike investment.
Yeah.
But now the swoosh has inked an 8-year deal with the league that could be worth $1 billion.
And remember Steph? He's Under Armour.
Yeah.
Under Armour doesn't do goats. They do gym shorts and suburban dads who peaked in JV. So, how do you stop the GOAT without making it obvious? You don't bench him. You don't change the rules. You just let the refs look the other way.
He throws his mouthpiece after fouling out of the game.
Curry gets less respect from refs than a rookie at Summer League.
That's still going on, by the way. If you watch the most recent playoffs, it was ridiculous. They were literally just two-hand holding him in place so he couldn't move off ball, and the refs did nothing.
Oh, Steph Curry from way downtown.
I'm talking about that first round against Houston, and I thought it was hilarious that Golden State still won.
He's furious. There was contact there.
Yep, tantalizing him now with the mid-range.
Despite constant off-ball contact, illegal screens, arm grabs.
Well, then they just flushed it out.
So imagine, we got a guy, LeBron, who gets more calls than anybody in NBA history. And then we got Steph, who's still winning more than him. Faster, better on one team. Beating him in the finals. And he's not getting any of the damn calls.
Well, Curry got the ball knocked out of his hand.
Oh, come on.
He consistently ranks near the bottom among star guards for fouls drawn.
I don't ever expect to get calls. I don't ever go in looking for it, try to play basketball, try to play the way I do every night.
In 2023,
if you haven't figured it out, this is why I want Steph to win 5. I want him to win one more.
Curry averaged fewer free throw attempts per game than R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett? Are we serious?
It's a ball, yeah, because it's definitely elbow.
But why?
Why? So why? He's 22.
That is you, Kevin.
I am so sorry.
Because giving Curry fair foul calls would make him unstoppable.
And his children's name are on the bottom of all his Curry 6s, but these are the shoes for the little man.
A shooter with unlimited range.
Curry from half court. Oh! He puts it in at the buzzer.
A handle like Kyrie.
David Lee with the right hand hammer. Bulls take time.
And now, easy trips to the line.
Curry through the lane. How did he make that?
The NBA isn't ready for that version of Steph.
I agree.
Neither is Nike. But here's the thing. Steph doesn't need help. He never did. He's been doubted, pushed aside, and overlooked.
The amount of disrespect and the lack of foul calls for a guy that is going to be top 10 greatest to ever do it when it's all said and done blows my mind.
And still became an NBA legend. He redefined greatness on his terms.
I love Steph because he's changed the game in his way.
Right.
3-point shooter.
Not with hype, not with endorsements, but with work, excellence, and buckets from outer space.
Oh, and now Curry gets it right back from half court. And a Curry moment in Boston.
With the 2025 NBA playoffs kicking off, Steph has a chance to add another chapter to his story.
Oh, interesting. So this is before the playoffs.
Just maybe. Close the GOAT debate for good.
Steph is, he's something like we've never seen. You know, it's been fun watching his journey and watching his career and his ascension to greatness.
So, what do you think? Is Steph the real GOAT?
No.
Steph in his bag. Deep, like the fries were at the bottom.
This guy is he is magnificent.
And are the powers that be too invested in another storyline to admit it?
Yep. I
Drop
agree
your
with
thoughts
that.
in the comment. We want to hear your take, especially the spicy ones. And hey, if you've enjoyed this breakdown so far, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe unless you're a Lakers fan. In that case, you've
I think
probably...
he did it again. I want to watch why does James Harden always choke in the playoffs. All right, I won't do it tomorrow. I'll save that for like a week from now or something. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in the abyss. But yeah, I am quickly becoming a huge fan of this channel. But I think it has a lot to do with it. Nike has a lot to do with it. Steph turning down Nike has a lot to do with it. Even though the irony is Nike disrespected him, and that's why he decided not to sign with them, because it was going to be an automatic no-brainer to sign with Nike. But I forgot how it went down. But like they had a meeting, in-person meeting, and they had the wrong name up. So it wasn't like welcome Steph Curry to the family. It was welcome some other basketball player's name. And he was just like, automatically, he said like, yo man, that level of disrespect, like, nah, I'm good. I'll go find something else. And that's why he didn't sign with Nike. But I think he's been punished ever since because of it. And this goes all the way from like the top of the league, because they're in bed with each other. The NBA and Nike are in bed with each other. So they want to look after each other's best interest. You know, we know the amount of money that Nike has thrown at LeBron James. I mean, hell, he signed a $100 million deal when he was just coming out of high school with them. So they've put a lot of money behind him, and they don't want anybody ruining that narrative. And then it trickles down to the media, you know, and it takes real hoop fans to know that silently Steph has been the guy for the last 10 years, at least. He's been what should be the face of the league, because he's the one that's getting kids to watch. You know, it ain't LeBron getting kids to watch. That time is up, and it's Steph. So there's a whole new generation of people who want to play basketball because of Steph Curry. Before that, we had a generation of people who wanted to play because of Kobe Bryant, who all, you know, you see people who say Kobe's the GOAT. That's why, because they grew up watching him and they wanted to play because of him. And then you have a whole nother generation, which is my generation, who grew up watching Jordan. And, well, guess what? He inspired us to play. But at no point was it LeBron James who's inspiring, you know, the young people to play. Like, it might be inspiring people to like load up on steroids and PEDs and be like a wrestler, but not an NBA player. Like, it doesn't fit the bill. But anyways, I think Steph has been done a disservice. I regret being a Steph hater for the first couple of years of his career. I didn't see. Well, I thought he was just like goofing off. To tell you the truth, I was just like, who the hell does this kid think he is? That's how I approached Steph in the beginning, until I realized how much work he's put into this and how he can take these wild shots, but if they're going in, who the hell am I to say that's a bad shot? I had to go through the same thing with Kobe Bryant, because he'd take those contested threes with no dribble, just like pivoting, pump fake, and it would just take a fadeaway three right in someone's face. And I used to think like, that's the worst shot I've ever seen. But then it went in, and then it went in again, and it went in the next time. And I'm like, okay, he's obviously practiced this, you know? So I had to stop hating there. But yeah, Steph haters out there, I don't know. Think about it. Why do you really hate Steph? Is it because the game changed? Well, that's not his fault. He just blew the doors off the roof with a different style of play, and he was successful doing it. The fact that everybody in the league copied him is not his fault. That just shows how great he is, that everybody is trying to copy what he did. So I urge you to reconsider your hatred for Steph Curry. Just be open-minded about it and be honest to yourself why you hate him. And it's probably that. It's probably because of the way that the game has changed. And you guys know there's very few people out there who hate modern ball more than me. You know, the style of play, the softness of it, the no defense. But once again, that wasn't his fault either. The rules changing defensively was not Steph Curry's fault. All he did was make everybody want to shoot threes, but it shouldn't have been allowed. You know, each organization can make up their own rules as to how they want to play basketball and build a team around that vision. So, anyways, you guys, with that, my voice is running out. I'm going to head out for tonight. I thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see your comments down below, and we'll have a good conversation like always. Shout out to members. And once again, consider subscribing to 3 Point Revolution here if you enjoyed this. I'm actually curious how old this channel is, how many videos there are, so I might have to watch a couple on my own before I do another reaction. But guys, have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a peaceful night. I will talk to you real soon. Like the vid, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And most importantly, is to be water, my friends. Peace out, everyone.